Welcome to Something Crunchy. Tyler is homies with Blake. Blake is the older bro of Blair. Blair is married to Tyler and is a slutty slut.
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
What the hell is crunchy?
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
All right, back in the studio with Tyler D and pour some sugar on B. Let's put them up.
That's nice.
How we feeling tonight?
Oh, man. If I was any more steamed up, we can get a good clam bake going in here.
I am pumped about tonight's zone.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we've got some good stuff for tonight.
Among my favorite segments are the synthetic sequels.
Yes.
This is all original thought here, with the exception of the fact that someone else made a movie about it first.
To start with. And then
Sequels, totally us.
all us.
I'm excited about some synthetic
Yes.
sequels. I want to just jump right in to some synthetics.
We've got some good ones for you tonight, Blake.
And I was going to say, we flipped the script. Tonight, I am studio head.
That's right. You're the
You
big
get-
you're
We're
the big
going to present
cheese.
you with our sequels.
You guys are
and
bringing me the scripts,
You give us your honesty.
You got the big swinging nuts.
and I'm thirsty for my scripts.
He's
right.
ready to swing.
Well, should we start? I'm ready to.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We got to jump in.
I'm ready
It's
to
so
hear some
good.
scripts whenever you are.
Yes.
Right. Picture this.
I love the hands.
Oh, he's jumping right into the batter's box. Wow me, I need something. We're hurting here.
Swinging for the fences right off the bat. How about a little Twister 2 F5?
A sequel to Twister?
The sequel to
F5.
Twister.
We have yet to have a sequel to Twister, and F5 is kind of a cool name. I'm intrigued.
Would
I
you
would
like to know more?
I would like to know more. Yes, please. Proceed.
Joe is back to tackle the most powerful tornadoes on Earth. She's completely devastated after learning that her husband, Bill, and longtime friend, Dusty, have died in a horrific hotspot. Joe gathers a new research team, the best of the best, to determine why this particular area seems to be so deadly. She has always heard stories from her father that this tornado hotspot was by far the most dangerous. Joe and her new team hope to be successful with their state-of-the-art technology, Dorothy X, in mapping the area for research and saving lives of all that live in the area. Joe and Bill's 16-year-old daughter, Haley, insists on coming with her mom for the ride. Will they survive the journey?
Ooh.
How good is
How
that?
do you
kinda-
feel about it?
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Now I got some questions.
Okay.
I have very few concerns. I like Dorothy X. That's a cool name.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's a-
thinking,
And Dorothy X has come,
That's
come a long way
That's
since
appropriate.
before.
Let's first talk about like the evolution of Dorothy X, because Dorothy was a cool part of the original, and obviously played a huge part.
But
of
Dorothy
the plot.
X is like serious now. It's like
we're thinking recreational vehicle.
yeah, it's like full like RV
That's
style.
where I
like,
was thinking.
the
Like
entire thing.
like
is,
instead of it being attached to a truck that needs to be driven in
Yeah.
somewhere, like the whole thing can be driven in somewhere.
you
like
literally
remotely.
just like detach it out. Just
like
keep
maybe
it there.
something
Yeah.
that could be like either a drone or land driven.
Yeah. I'm
And-
thinking land-driven with reverse aerodynamics that keep it on the ground even in F5
Yes.
conditions.
See, now we're on to something.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can just hang out in the middle of the biggest tornado and get all the data you need.
So you took care of the fact that we obviously won't be able to cast, and sadly won't be able
No,
to cast.
Bill and Dusty, we've lost them.
We've lost Philip Seymour Hoffman and Bill Paxton. So we have some new characters here.
Condolences.
So there's a new research team here. So Helen Hunt, obviously,
This can't
She'll
be
be
done.
back.
Key and
This
back.
cannot be done without Helen Hunt.
it will only be done with
It
Helen
has
Hunt.
zero attachment to the original, and you can't even use any of the same story. Like it's even unfair to use Dorothy if Helen isn't back to participate.
There's got to be one other character that comes back, and that would be Alan Ruck.
Okay.
Cameron from
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
has
He's
to
on the
come
team.
back. He's part of the research team, but there's a new research team.
You need like another familiar face. He would be back on board.
I feel like you need
I'm
Josh
into that.
Gad.
No, Josh
Gad.
Gad.
is a great choice. I feel like he is already on this research team.
You could get Disney to back this just if you were able to get Josh Gad involved.
Right.
Wait, you got Josh?
Okay, I feel like Daniel Kaluuya would be an amazing addition.
Because he
to
does
this.
he does
He's
smart really
smart.
well, and he can do like
Oh, he's just such a good actor.
I can see that. I could see that.
How about Jay Baruchel?
Jay
Baruchel?
Baruchel.
Baruchel.
Okay.
Baruchel? Baruchel.
Baruchel.
It's Baruchel. Jay Baruchel. That's
I can
perfect
definitely see him.
for a little comedic.
Yeah, but he's quirky,
Escape.
but he's smart and could fit in well.
He looks like a storm chaser.
He does look like a storm
Absolutely.
chaser.
You know who I also could see?
I haven't seen him anything in a while. That would be cool.
I could see to bring like some of the young flavor, like all the storm chasers from like Oklahoma are running around. I feel like who could kind of portray
Yes.
that is like
the one is trying to get the whole thing on YouTube the whole time
yeah.
to
I
get
feel like that could be
publicity
Jay,
for him.
and I feel like Nolan Gould,
Now that's
Yeah,
better.
uh-huh.
He fits more of that
Luke
demographic.
Dunphy from Modern Family could be like a great new addition. He's
into
super
that.
smart.
I'm into that.
Could again bring like a different flavor, but like that could sounds like a good research team to me.
This is filling out nicely.
Well, so we also
What's your budget on that?
We have more to discuss, and there's just too many questions up in the air. Like again, without Helen, this dog ain't gonna hunt.
no, and Helen, just name your price, but we've added the 16-year-old daughter of Joe and Bill. We have Haley.
I like that addition. That did not slip by me. And casting is going to be pretty important for Haley.
We picked the perfect person for this.
We've
we
got
believe
it. She already said yes.
Wow, me.
Millie Bobby Brown.
You know, I didn't think you had it in you. I didn't think you had the stuff to wow me with that. I was.
What are your thoughts?
I love it.
It's perfect, isn't it?
I love it.
It's perfect.
Now she can add like a whole like she could work with dark, and you can make it like the Twister movie.
She can be
it should
serious,
be.
but she just fits it, and you know that she could be
Quite believable.
right. Obviously, like,
No, I'm
and
liking
she
this.
would. I mean, there's not just like any kid that would be able to like, oh yeah, you can come out and like fight the most like dangerous tornadoes on her, but her like I feel like it's like 11 can handle this. She's been through crazier. Okay, she can handle some F5s.
She can stop an F5 with her mind.
No, how do you feel about it?
No, I feel really good about this. This is greenlit for further discussion.
Okay,
we need to
nice.
explore.
We got one.
This is good.
We got one.
Let's see what else you got.
How about Blow 2, the second job?
That's terrible. That's even a bad name for a porn.
Come on.
That's just
The second job.
I don't want to hear any more about it. Oh
Bye.
man.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
No more Brothers Diego.
Bye, George. Bye.
Oh my god, that's so good. I'm into it, but I get it, Blake. That's
Blair,
fine.
tell me you got something better than that.
I know you'll be excited about
the second
this.
job.
All right. Next, we have Romy and Michelle's 25th.
Woo! Watch out, Tucson, here we come!
Oh my god, that's so perfect. They are back.
Okay.
What are your initial thoughts?
If they're already involved and we have
Of
we
course.
have the two, this is great. So it's
We've been
it's
missing
another
them.
reunion.
It's their 25th reunion.
I'm into this.
Okay.
I would like to hear more. If you have like a synopsis ready to go, I'm into exploring this a little further.
Okay. So, since their high school reunion, Romy and Michelle have become extremely successful with their store and fashion designs. Their friends have even been able to see them make appearances in magazines and prominent actors wearing their pieces. Romy and Michelle can now go into their 25th reunion confident and accomplished. As the reunion approaches, they find themselves utterly jealous of close friend Heather Mooney and her life with Cowboy. She seems to have it all with professional success, a happy marriage, and beautiful children. After many failed relationships and having no children of their own, the girls feel that they've missed out on having the families they've always wanted while achieving fame. Perhaps Romy and Michelle will find love at their 25th high school reunion.
So the first one's about success. The second one's about love. You're going to bring back original
Yes.
characters.
Yeah.
Do a little more Heather Mooney, who, as far as I'm concerned, was the best part.
You got to have Heather Mooney back.
This works, you guys. Like
You're
if
into
if
it.
everyone who
You like
needs
it?
if everyone who needs to be involved, and I'm talking Justin Thoreau.
Oh, no, I was going to say, so our
I'm
top
talking
four.
Janine.
We got to
we
have
need
Lisa
Garoppolo
Kudrow,
back in
Mira
there.
Sorvino, Janine Garofalo's, of course, there. Justin Thoreau is in.
If they're in, I'm in. That's all I
Okay.
need is that four. That's
the
really
top
all
four,
I need.
we could play around with some possible love interests.
Well, I'd like a possible cameo from Who did she say?
Sandy.
Fuck off, Toby.
Oh,
Fuck
Toby.
off, Toby.
Oh, well, of course. It is a reunion. You know Toby will be, like, leading the whole thing.
Only
so.
cameo I need outside the
Fuck
four.
off, Toby.
I just need at least 3 fuck off Tobies. And that's it. This thing's gold.
So there could be some good love interests at the reunion. Like, I don't know if Sandy Frank or Billy Christensen's going to be a thing. It's going to be new people.
Yeah, I think you might need to move on, but
feel like
I don't know
we've
how you're
moved
going to
on.
introduce new people that they didn't know before. Maybe
Significant others of people that are coming back.
you'd have to get
Or
creative
maybe
there.
it's just people that you didn't realize in high school
For sure.
that could be, you know, that you're in such a different place.
Or maybe while they're
25
in
years
town for the
later.
reunion, they meet somebody in town, not
Yes.
necessarily tied to the school.
And they bring them to the reunion.
Okay, so we're working it out. There's
Yes.
clearly some kinks that need to be worked out, but if the script is strong and we got the 4 that we need,
Yeah.
plus a little cameo, I'm in.
You're in.
Okay.
I'm in.
All right. We got another.
I'm in.
We got
I
another
can
one.
I can approve a solid budget for that. We can move on that quickly.
In the can.
Yeah.
So also, how do you feel about The Seventh Sense?
M. Night Shyamalan's long-awaited sequel to The Sixth Sense.
Everybody's dead.
You must be kidding.
Yes,
Can't
of
believe-
course we're kidding.
Bring that crap
Come
in here.
Come on.
What about the sequel to Superbad? Too Bad. Are you into something like that?
Too bad.
Two spelled out numerically,
Yes.
of course.
So number 2.
Of course.
You know, it needs to be done.
The first one was so great. The
There's
second
a
one
lot of
has
ways.
to be done.
There's a lot of ways it could
There's
be
a lot
done.
of ways it can be done. Let's hear what you got.
We got a pretty good idea for you. How about, Seth and Evan reunite and are now roommates in their hometown after going to separate colleges, if you remember.
That's right.
Correctly. They had to go
That's right.
and get into Dartmouth. Evan, who attended Dartmouth, lands a great job and supports Seth, who went to community college and is still figuring out his passion. Fogel, who also went to Dartmouth, now works with Evan. This fuels Seth's continuous jealousy as the boys fight about Seth's codependency issues. Evan and Fogel insist on helping Seth find his way and truly what makes him happy, which has only really been one thing: drawing dicks. Seth catches a lucky break when an anonymous art collector stumbles upon his work and appreciates his vision. Seth is elated to find out that it's his longtime crush, Jules,
Oh, that's so great.
who is now a famous celebrity in Hollywood. Life has a funny way of working out that sometimes may surprise you.
I love it. I love it.
Who knew?
Well, because it wasn't going to work. I didn't want you to continue it in high school and do it with like another cast. That's what I was really hoping that
That's
you would
what they always
avoid.
do for sequels.
They
I
always
don't
do
get
that.
it. Why would you do the same story with new people
A
that you like, don't
guaranteed
want?
way to
It never works.
lose interest immediately. Them, the same core group who we're already invested in,
Right.
And them moving on and out of high school, and like, I like that.
Yeah.
You're keeping the essence of the original.
the rest of the story. Their story continues.
You know that they would all be into it immediately.
You think?
They didn't know that the first one was going to have the success that it was.
Right.
Same
You
people
know,
coming back: Jonah
yeah.
Hill, Michael Cera.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse and Emma Stone.
If you got the 4, you got me in.
I mean, those are the main 4 that you need for this.
You get Apatow involved, and
Of course.
bring it to him. That leads, if he's in and Seth Rogen's
There's going to
in,
be a lot of
so
laughs
we get the
here.
cops back.
There's going to
We
be a
need
lot.
some Bill Hader, Seth
because
Rogen
they've
back.
like had a
Yep.
continued friendships and like with
Yeah,
Fogel.
they keep in touch with Fogel.
With Fogel, yeah.
They're like best buds now.
Yeah,
'cause
they're
Fogel
like-
makes way more money
Bill
than both of them
Hader.
combined.
He vacations with them like once a year. He knows their families.
Gives them
like,
Christmas presents
that could be funny.
They're invited to the art show for the.
or Hanukkah presents, I guess.
No, this has legs. This is easy to write. You did the hard part already. That thing already has some solid bones. I like where you went with it.
Staffs.
I like where you went with it. Well done.
Yes.
This is another one greenlit. We're going to put it over on this side of the desk and move that on into discuss further, see what we can get on paper and take that to the next step.
How about Mr. Doubtfire?
Oh my God. Don't even think about
Could
it.
never even
Don't
be
touch the
done.
original. You're being disrespectful. You're
There's
being disrespectful.
No one could ever do
I don't
what
care for
Robin
your
Williams
I don't care
ever
for your
did.
tone. Yeah, no way. Not gonna touch it. Give me something I could chew on
All right,
here.
I know you're gonna like this.
I need something I could chew
You're
on.
gonna like
that did not do
this.
it for me at all here.
How do you feel about a sequel to Son-in-Law?
Yeah.
You shut your face.
We've done it.
You shut your face when you're talking
We've
to me.
done it.
Got it ready here for you.
No, hold on. I've been waiting a long time
So is
for a
everybody.
vehicle to bring Polly back.
This is it.
You're saying you have it for me?
We have it.
He's gonna shine.
Don't fuck it up.
We're not-
I'm like so close to greenlighting it, like just before
I'm hoping
even
he wants to do it immediately after
Sight
hearing
unseen.
this.
You ready?
I'm ready to buy it, like sight unseen. But
All right.
let's see what you got.
So this sequel's called Father-in-Law.
I love it.
Walter.
Okay.
Don't call me Walter. So it's switching. You're flipping the script.
We're flipping the
the
script a little
classic
bit.
script flipped.
Yes.
So he's coming to visit them now.
It's a great
Walter's going out west.
Hit me.
leaving the country,
Hit me.
moving to the city.
I love it.
So Becca and Kroll are excited to host Thanksgiving at their California home. They can't wait to have the whole family together again as Walter and Connie are finally able to leave the farm for vacation. Becca is a prosperous executive in Silicon Valley, with her brother Zach working as a programmer at her company. Kroll is a philosophy professor at Cal Berkeley
perfect.
and is very successful with his unique teaching style. Walter and Connie have quite the culture
great.
shock in this new environment visiting the family. How will they handle it?
Oh, that's good, you guys.
What are your thoughts?
Steven Tyler PJs.
Oh, yes. Everybody's got their pair of Steven Tyler
that's
PJs
the perfect job for him to have, because he could actually be like contributing. He could do something like more than, just his 90s shtick. Like he can.
now. I mean, he took like every course in college.
He
so it only
minored in
makes
That's
everything.
exactly
sense
right. He minored in everything.
that he's
So
a
he's like
philosophy
back in
professor.
college for sure.
But
like
now he's
that-
teaching.
And they come to the city, and it's not the farm, and like they
Yeah,
had tasted that in
they're
the first
now in
one.
California, and it's totally different. The
time for
vibe is totally different.
Culture shock for Walter.
But now it's like there's kids, so now Becca and Kroll have a couple kids.
Crotch. Got a couple
crap.
Little baby crotches.
Yeah.
So obviously we'd have Pauly Shore, Carla Gugino,
Gotta.
Lane Smith, Cindy Pickett, and Patrick Renneback.
Yes.
We have a couple of ideas for the kids.
I'm interested
It
to
could be
explore.
one kid. We're still figuring out exactly. We think that
Really like some
it's tough.
Skylar Gisondo.
We think of him a lot from Vacation.
I can- No,
Vacation.
yes,
As like
yeah, I
a
could-
Becca Kroll.
He's been in a few other things. Santa Clarita Diet.
Yep.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. He's great. No,
He's
he would-
great. We also have Griffin Gluck, the son from Why Him.
Ooh, he's the perfect age for that right now.
He's
Yeah.
a good age. I could definitely see him being
He could. He's
their
worked.
kid. He's funny.
He's already worked with Adam Sandler. He's already like
He's seasoned.
He can work well with Pauly, and like he's seasoned for his age.
Yes.
How about Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things?
It and Stranger Things. Finn Wolfhard could definitely. I
I'm
mean, a
getting
little
Wolfhard
Pauly.
just talking about it.
I mean, he could definitely be a little Pauly.
I
So
can
those
see
are
that.
just like some of our top favorites.
No, that's good.
It could just be one. Maybe they just have one son. But then we also have Zach. And so we have Zach's wife.
Squeezy puffy cheeks.
Now, who's he going to be married
So
to? I'm
Zach's
thinking
a
someone
successful,
gorgeous.
Oh
like,
yes,
Yeah.
he's a
That's
successful
gotta be-
programmer in Silicon Valley. So
I'm thinking like a perfect 10.
we have Maggie Grace, the daughter from Taken. She's now in her 30s, smoking
Okay.
hot.
I could see that. I could see that.
She's 10.
She's a 10.
She's a hard 10.
And they would have a kid too that we actually find that you mentioned Good Boys. Jacob Tremblay, the like main kid
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah, okay. That would
Could
work.
be Zach and Maggie's
That could work.
son.
What do you think?
You got to be flexible with the cast.
We're flexible. The core is there,
I'm going to need to see some auditions.
of course.
Um,
Those are our top favorites.
But if the core is there, and we could get Polly excited about the project, I'm so in. Pretty excited about this one, actually. Well done. Yeah. Well done.
Polly, let us know what you think.
Let's move on.
We're in if you are.
How about a little Some Country for Old Men?
No.
Just
No.
Some Country for Old Men.
The sequel to No Country for Old Men?
I kind of like Leon the Amateur, a prequel to Leon the Professional.
One of my favorite scripts we've
no?
ever done.
Yeah. You thought about it for a second.
My instinct is no, and it's going to stay no, but
It's definitely staying.
but it
makes you
could
think
be
about
done.
it. It makes you
could
think
be
about
done. A prequel to Leon the Professional, Leon the Amateur. That's good. All right. No. What else you got?
I got one for you.
I need a yes here.
How about the sequel to Rookie of the Year,
Yes.
titled Brickma?
Brickma.
Brickma.
So it's about the Daniel Stern
Daniel
character.
Stern character,
Yes,
correct.
We're following the Daniel Stern character now.
It was a soft no until I heard Brickma. Now it's a soft yes.
That's why you got to hear us out.
It's enough to. I would like to hear more about it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is good.
You wanna hear some
You
more?
might want to hear a little bit more.
I'd be interested to hear if you got something for me. You
Got a
seem
little- we
you
got a
seem a
little
little
something.
excited. You seem a little excited about it.
Of course, I'm excited about a sequel to Rookie of the Year.
This is my favorite.
Just flow it.
Just flow it. Just
Flow it.
Just flow.
See what you got.
Obviously, it's about Brickma, but Henry's son, Hank Aaron Rowan-Gardner,
Aaron Rowan Gardner. Rosenpecker. Yeah, that's good. Hank Aaron Rowan Gardner. Nice touch.
he's a baseball phenom, much like his father, but is still lacking the key ingredient to achieve ultimate success.
He hasn't broken his arm yet.
No, that's right. He needs a little something. Just get pushed off a mountain or something. Hank finds himself in a new minor league baseball team coached by Brickma, his father's former equipment manager. Brickman needed a player with big league skills, and Hank needed to gain maturity from a mentor. After a few bumps in the road, they find success together and end up in the big leagues. Yes. Hank has raw talent, but lacks control in most aspects of his life, and Brickman's quirky teaching style doesn't necessarily work for everyone. But Hank's negative energy is balanced by Brickman's positive attitude.
These are all reasons why it could work. You know, Hank and Henry may have like a rocky father and son relationship.
I see you selling it over there. And every impulse that I have does not want to like this movie.
I know that there's listeners.
Everything
that are
I
into
know
this right now.
as a studio
Some people are into
executive,
it.
everything inside of me says hard pass. But something's telling me that you kind of have something here.
But that little narrator of your life in
It
the back
need-
of your mind that sounds like Daniel Stern is telling you to do it, right?
It's the Daniel Stern aspect
think he'd
that's
be into
really a magnet for me right now. If you can avoid it turning into like a Major League 3 type of situation,
No.
and really like,
we won't CGI the ball.
I would rather it go dark and even like it not be a comedy than it be like a bad comedy.
Yeah.
So it could be comedy if it's good.
Coming back from the original cast, Daniel Stern,
course.
Thomas Ian Nicholas.
Okay.
Have to.
Got to. I mean, that's all you need.
But then we also had to cast for Hank Aaron Rowan Gardner.
Mr. Hank Aaron.
Now, first of all, I like the name.
If I was
You like
Henry,
that?
I'm going to tell you again, I like the name.
We like the name too.
It's clever.
if I was Henry, that's what I'd name my kid.
It's so bad, it's good. Let me tell you that.
You can't hate it.
In Hank Rowan Gardner, just it fits.
It fits.
Like I like it.
So there's a lot of like potential possibilities, but there was one standout for us, and that's Milo Manheim. And I don't know if a lot of people know this.
Disney.
Yes. He was on
Zombies.
Disney's Zombies. He was on Dancing with the Stars.
Zombies 2.
Zombies 2.
I mean,
Back to School.
no zombies.
I know you know those.
Got a niece here,
Yes.
obsessed with zombies. I know that man.
She knows every word, every song, and every
Yeah.
move to every dance.
But
So
he
do-
could
so
be
do we.
like,
So
he could
yeah.
be serious. He could be funny. He's like got an athletic build. I think he could be like a good role for this.
It fits. I'd like to
and
see
him and
in
Daniel Stern, I think, could actually be like really good together.
Yes, They could. I'd like to see him something that's not Disney. He's very believable as like a pitcher or a
He looks
baseball
like
player.
Yeah, he's long,
Yeah.
he's tall,
Like, yeah.
he's like a lean, athletic looking baseball player.
No, I'm into it.
Okay.
Like as we talk about it more,
We did it.
I'm liking it more. Okay, so like
I'm pretty into Brickma.
Poured my heart and soul into this one, and I was really hoping you were gonna like it.
all of my enthusiasm is dependent on Daniel Stern's
Of course.
enthusiasm.
Well, that's why it's Daniel Stern or nothing.
If he's like,
He's not gonna phone in Brickma. He's a
He wouldn't.
professional.
I love Daniel Stern. He wouldn't do it without doing it. But like,
I
would
think
he
he could do it right. I think it'd be great.
All right, we're gonna shelf that for now, but we're
How
gonna
about
we're gonna talk to Daniel
voila,
Stern. And, yeah. Hot ice.
Heat up the ice cube.
Oh my god, I'm just thinking about it. Like I need all of this
I
happening right
need it.
now.
Like, I need 300 more Sternisms.
There's a lot of kids that would love. That would
That's
love
what
that.
I'm saying. There's listeners right now that are like, please.
There's new. You can introduce
Please.
a new audience, and then you can also capture some of the old nostalgia
This is very
for those our age.
nostalgica right now.
It is pretty nostalgica. All right, I like it
If
more.
you
than
liked
initially.
that one,
We got
you're
a banger for you.
really gonna like this one.
What you got for me?
We have Airheads 2, The Lone Rangers.
The Lone Rangers.
I am so excited.
You tell me you're not pumped. For this.
Pauly Shore and like
Yeah, we're bringing back all the best.
We got all the hits here
All the
for you
hits.
tonight.
this would be good. Man, Happy Madison could jump all
Presents.
over this,
Yep.
and I mean,
Brendan's looking for some work.
I'm not worried about Sandler and Buscemi like doing it. It's like
Can Brendan bring the
I'm
heat?
worried about Brendan.
Well, this
He's
is
next.
I was gonna say him. I knew that was coming. There's only 3 of them.
of course he was next. The only one left.
All right, you want to hear what this one's about?
This is
I
perfect.
really do.
Want to see where
This
we
one's
took this one?
This is teed up for Brendan
Yeah.
to just hit one out of the park. He
Don't
could win
tease me.
awards for this.
Oh, stop it! Stop it!
Yeah, because Airheads 2 is
Don't-
definitely making
Don't
getting
overpromise.
the award
and
list.
underdeliver. You're overselling.
This has got best
Could
actor.
be an MTV movie award.
This is the best actor role for Brendan if he wants it.
Chaz, Pip, and Rex have made it big after their album Live in Prison took off. Now, 30 years later, they're out of prison and ready to begin their world tour. However, since time has passed, the Lone Rangers have been forgotten when they believe they still had quite the following. The boys try to reinvent themselves with a new album, but times have changed. Can they find a new way to get noticed again?
I like that. So, they're trying to
So
bring rock back. They're trying.
They could
to
have like a new sound, or what sound are they gonna make, like, or bring to the table? Are they
be
gonna have like a
techno hard rock? Are they gonna be
To
like
capture the
house? Are they
audience
gonna be
again?
a DJ band to kind of?
maybe they do like a
that's
cool possible
funny.
collaboration with like a hot artist?
Ozzy Osbourne,
Yes.
Okay.
Post Malone.
Okay.
You
kind of
know, there,
situation.
it's just like
they're-
there could be a
Most
lot
Malone.
of
they're
fun ones.
they're collabing, and then they like collab with the collab, and
They
just so
have
that
to
they
collab.
can. They got to collab.
Okay. I'm
see where we're going with
yes, I
this?
see where you're going with this. That's how they can get recognized. That's how they
yes,
can get modernized.
They get their fan base back, and
Okay.
they need somebody in the now to plug them into social media.
ooh, Post
really.
Malone with like their new sound, but like some classic Lone Rangers like thrown
Post
in.
and Ozzy already did one, but it'd be funny if they brought in the Lone Rangers.
It's a squeakle I could get behind.
I knew you'd be excited about that one.
No, I'm a little biased towards that one. Same with the Pauly Shore for that matter.
We're biased for all of these,
But
please.
no, I'm
There's a reason why these are our chosen sequels.
I got a winner for you. About American Werewolf in America.
stop it.
America.
Stop it. A triple reboot. Even if they're making fun of that, I don't want to see that.
It's a spoof.
It's a spoof. It's clearly a spoof. It's a spoof. American Werewolf in America.
American Bulldog in America.
That's a porn title. America is the name of the girl
Ooh.
getting werewolfed.
Ooh, is this real or are you just saying
American
this? 'Cause
Werewolf
this is like
in America. No, I'm saying this is where we can go with it.
We could do like a Zach and Mary makes a porno. Like,
I'm
we
saying
could all do
that's a no, but we can turn it into a yes.
Yeah, it could be yes
if we accept it for what it needs to be.
for a fraction of the price too. Honestly,
Spoof porn is really hot right now too.
get that done for
Everybody
10
loves
grand.
spoof porn.
Everybody loves spoof porn.
No, give me something I can.
Sploof porn.
Yeah, I need something I can sink my teeth into, not stick my dick in. Come on.
What about Boiler Room 2?
Oh, now you are talking.
You like it?
I'm liking where
This
you're
is
going.
good.
Working title: Boiling Over.
Boiling over.
So good.
Ooh.
Here's what I got.
I'm interested in hearing a synopsis if you have it available.
Got a little something for you. Giovanni Ribisi is back as Seth in the second installment of the 90s cult classic
He
Boiler
better
Room.
be. Hell yes.
Seth avoided imprisonment in connection with the activities surrounding JT Marlin by cooperating with the feds.
Yeah, he did.
And now he's become a Fed himself, working in undercover investigations for white-collar crimes.
Okay. So, like, he went from, like, informant to full-time.
Yeah, and it was really
Yes.
to cover his ass, but he's had to do
But he
it
was
for a
good.
really, really long time. Much longer than most of his friends as far as their sentencing and their jail times are concerned.
That's how he avoided it entirely.
Yeah, by working for the feds for a much longer sentence.
Okay, that's a start.
We find Seth infiltrating illegal scam operations and underground rackets, pursuing the only legitimate career path he's ever had.
Oh.
On his hardest case yet, Seth learns he's been investigating his old friend from JT Marlin and Chris,
Ooh,
played by Vin Diesel himself.
Mr. Diesel?
Mr. Vin.
Vincent Diesel.
VD.
Love that.
Sorry, Vin. Had to do it.
After a stint in prison, Chris did not go straight. Seth learns he's atop of one of the most lucrative cryptocurrency schemes,
Nice.
and he can now make the largest bust of his career or join him.
Ooh.
Seth hated being responsible for the time that Chris served and proves himself trustworthy by showing him how to run his business better, quieter, and with more profit. With their knowledge from both sides of the law, the partnership brings overwhelming success. But as the schemes get bigger and bigger, so does the investigation.
Script needs a little tightening up. Like, that would need to be a really tightened script. What I do like
There's
about
a
it,
lot of angles to it.
Giovanni.
Yeah, there's a lot that could
there is.
happen here.
Giovanni has got to be a part of it no matter what.
Yes.
But I do like the fact that if you can't get Vin Diesel, you could easily exchange that out for, like, Jamie Kennedy.
Sure.
And it'd be his role. Because he could be easily, like, it'd be believable that he's in some shady shit as well. So maybe he's there to bust him, but it's too good to pass up, and there's familiar faces,
Right.
and so he helps them. And
Like these guys could
Okay.
never do anything, on the up and up because of he kind of turned them in
you
at
need
one
to
point.
keep some of the essence of the original. So it's got to be about, like, the work that they're doing in the scheme itself,
Right.
And then modernizing that to where it's like, I like the cryptocurrency effect. So I'm seeing, like, a room full of, like, hackers essentially
Sure.
Yeah.
mining or doing something.
Or pulling like a scam that is predominantly from a different region of the world.
Yeah, it's got to be something exciting, inventive, and something that can grow. But I'm really liking that. That's clever, long overdue. Boiler Room was fantastic.
They could take it
Make
for
that a
another
Spike Lee
ride.
joint. Like, that
Yeah.
can really go
Make
somewhere.
it gritty.
Yeah, I'm into that. You could even, like, bring back, if you can get him, Ben Affleck to come back just for, like, a little cameo to do the recruiting, like, role again
Yeah.
for the new generation.
That'd be good.
Yeah, just a 5-minute
team.
speech from a monologue from a fleck.
It's got a lot of work, but I'm really into
But
it.
it could be done.
I'm really
it could be
into
done
it.
well.
Excellent work, you guys.
Some good sequels,
Hey,
huh?
I'm thoroughly impressed.
Stuff's getting made.
I don't even know where to begin with what I'm most excited about. It's going to be hard to beat Twister, because
F5.
Twister writes itself.
Yes.
A couple of those are very easy to, like, once you get some pen on paper, you're going to start writing that thing
Yeah.
real fast.
Oh, yeah.
It'll write itself.
For
Fills
sure.
out. It's thick.
Father-in-law.
Oh my God. How bad do you want to see Father-in-Law?
I just need to see that whole cast back together
I
again on the same
know.
screen.
I would do anything for some
For
like
some new
some
Pauly.
quality Pauly Shore, and not 90s Pauly, modern day Paulie.
Yes.
Like
He's a
I'm
professor
not
now.
asking him. Like,
He's a
I don't
professor.
want of him to be the like '90s shtick. Like that's
Yeah.
not what I want. That wouldn't work.
That can be where he's from, but that's not
and-
where he's at
and
now.
still with some of the essence.
he'll still have his
he
personality.
Yes,
He's still Crawl.
He's still a funny fucking guy, and he's still going to be Crawl, and he's still going to be super West Coast,
and he loves
He's
to party.
older. He's not in college
yes,
anymore.
he'll be more
It's like a
thought provoking.
different
He's like a little
place.
bit more of a mature crotch, Crawl.
You can still just interweave them.
So they didn't bone.
We didn't bone.
That's good stuff, you guys. And with that said, let's take a break.
Enjoying something crunchy? Follow us on social media and tweet us your comments and questions at crunch_cast. We encourage you to participate and thank you for listening.
We're back. You know what I have to say about that. That was good stuff.
Of course. How did I know you were going to say that?
There really was. That's my favorite segment. I was a little scared turning it over to you guys.
That was
Let
so
me write
fun.
in. You guys really
It
did
is one
well.
of my favorites.
Seriously, that was some good job. Impressive stuff. I'm excited to move on though.
Oh, yeah. We've got more.
So we wanted to make a segment out of controversial movie endings. And there's a lot of very
Is this like a
debatable
good
movie
conspiracy
endings.
theory here?
Kind of, yes. There's just a lot
From
of
an angle?
there's a lot of debatable endings of
Okay.
movies. We could talk Inception, we could talk Shutter Island. There's
Matrix.
there's a lot of movies where you can really debate the ending.
I'm ready for a
and
debate.
instead of having a full segment of that and kind of working through them too quickly, I want to savor it.
You know, peel the onion back one layer at a time.
I want to put a little hyper focus into just
One
one at a time.
Okay.
And
What you
tonight,
got?
What are we doing?
What
we
you
are going to
got?
focus on A League of Their Own.
Oh.
Did Dottie
yes.
drop the ball on purpose at the end of A League of Their Own?
I have so much to say
It's a
about
hot
this.
debate.
Talk about this all night long.
People have a lot to say about it. Everyone has an opinion. We're going to talk about a lot of opinions tonight
Oh,
that
man.
from
This is
people who
gonna
made
get
the movie,
dirty,
people that were
huh?
in the movie, people that the movie it was
Really?
about. Like whatever your opinion is, I'm going to try and sway it. Before we get into it, let's get our minds right.
The coach is giving Keller the stop sign at third, but no, she is not stopping. Keller is running through the stop sign at third.
Oh, my
She is not
God.
stopping. She ran right through the sign. Here comes the throw. It should be in time. And safe. I can't believe it.
Oh, I just got chills again.
Oh, doctor. I've seen enough to know.
I've seen too
seen
much.
Let's bring on the first thoughts. Go ahead and tell me your initial thoughts. Did Dottie drop the ball on purpose? Blair, what do you think?
I think she dropped the ball on purpose.
You think she did it
I
for Kit
think-
on purpose? You have pissed off
miss you,
so
Kit.
many people in just one statement. It's unbelievable.
I know. And
Anyone
you
that
know
plays
what?
baseball,
I
anyone
could-
that has a sister.
I could maybe even be swayed on this. We'll see. But I mean, initially when I think about it, when I first saw it, I'm like, she loves her sister. Her sister wants this more than anything in the world. And her sister plans on staying in the league. Dottie's leaving. She's going to go home and have a family. This is like, this was
You're
like
making
a
it-
gift to Kit where it's just like, she had it in her hand and she just like, and just like it falls out.
because she
She could have a death grip if she wanted to.
She
Dottie.
got attacked by a runner earlier in the movie, maybe some foreshadowing,
And held on.
to it. So
to show that she was able to.
those are excellent first thoughts.
I'm just saying. She did it for Kit.
I don't know if I agree with you, but I do like
I'll miss you, Kit.
where you're at. Tyler, did Dottie Henson drop this ball on purpose?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
You agree.
Absolutely. There's no way that
Just because you're married to this feral creature doesn't mean that you got to agree with her.
I corralled
She'll
her
let
somehow.
you back in bed tonight. Blair's pregnant. You're too afraid.
Yeah.
Don't
Can't
you
sleep without
agree?
me. Kidding me? Yeah, she.
And for the same reasons, you agree with Blair?
No,
for the-
absolutely not. Different reasons. You kidding me? That was a horrible argument.
Oh
Blair,
my God, you hate it?
You know absolutely nothing about baseball.
Oh my God.
That's so great.
So
Makes
let me
my
give you a
night.
What are
little,
you
let me give
thinking?
you a little perspective.
What do
here.
you think about this?
Dottie's a fucking tank. All right.
I agree.
And Kit is like our 3-year-old running into me at full speed trying to knock a ball out of my hand.
Tyler's taking the physics angle and saying this isn't possible. You're saying Kit doesn't have enough inertia and power to knock down her older sister.
Dottie can catch a ball with her fucking bare hand. Like she
I
could
know the
just
goods when I see the goods.
All right, some of
She's
them are
the
going
goods.
home.
she took the hit, and then she dropped the ball as a passing of the torch because she had family matters to attend to, and Kit was going to carry on the family name.
You did take a different argument. You did agree for different reasons. I'm here to prove you wrong. I like that you agree.
Disagree?
I like that you took this answer. I disagree. I think I disagreed initially.
You think Kit
and
hit her
and I
so
wanna
hard that she couldn't hold on at the very end. She had it the whole time. It's not like poof, the ball flew out and flew at. I mean, she
All right,
literally
let's get into the nitty gritty.
It barely fell out of her fingertips onto
let
the
it
dirt.
go.
It's not fair for me. It's not fair for me to give my opinion right now
She caught a ball in midair
because
right when
I've
that
done a
quote that
lot
you
of
said.
research, and we're gonna get into this.
All right, let's see what you
I
have
didn't
to
even
say.
let the R&D department touch this.
You're like, I'm taking this
The
one
Crunchtastic
over.
R&D team had nothing to do with this.
Took
I
your
took
own
the reins
baton.
myself.
I can't believe that you
I
disagree.
did extensive research, and far and away, the best article on the subject, and there's videos everywhere, there's articles everywhere, everyone has an opinion about it. But far and away, the best research already done was by Joe Pesnosky. Just a couple years ago, it was on his website. He did some great research. He collected everybody's thoughts from interviews, from people that were in the movie.
I love that there's been so much research done on this.
Let's first talk about Kit.
Okay.
Let's talk about Lori Petty. She's the little sister who smashed into Dottie at home plate after it took Rosie O'Donnell like 30 minutes to make the cutoff throw. So obviously Lori Petty would know, right?
She's going to say I mean, we already know what she's
Lori
gonna
Petty says no. She did not do it on purpose.
Of course. I'm not surprised.
Of course not.
Here's what she said. I knew you were going to ask me that, Petty told The Ringer. She did know. She gets asked all the time. She once tweeted that the person who worked customs in L.A. asked if Dottie dropped the ball on purpose. She told she told
Like, God damn it, can I just get on my fucking flight?
She told that person no. This has been her consistent view the entire time. They're insane, Petty said, of anyone who thinks Dottie would have dropped that ball intentionally. I kicked her ass.
Oh, of course Kit would say that.
So that doesn't...
Would that be your first question if you ran into Lori Petty on the street? Did Dottie drop the ball?
I don't know. I was
ask
a
her.
huge
I would never
fan
dare
of In
do
the
such
Army
a
Now.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
I would definitely ask her. Okay, I want to know. How much do you really know about water purification? Does this shit look clean to you?
Now that is a
gonna
much better
try
question
it?
to ask Lori Petty.
Thanks to my brother, the pool man.
No, I like Lori Petty a lot, and obviously I would probably have to go a league of their own first if I'm taking this question seriously.
I wouldn't bring that up, though.
That was more of an obvious answer, kind of what you would expect. I wanted to get that one kind of out of the way.
Yeah,
I did,
you know that
I
she's
did not
gonna have that
expect that,
answer.
to turn your opinion.
Yeah,
here.
I need to hear more.
I do want to talk about Helen Colligan. She played in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, and her son Kelly Candale made a documentary that focused on Helen and her sister Margaret. The documentary inspired A League of Their Own, and Colligan was the inspiration for Dottie. So obviously Kelly and Helen would know.
Oh, what did they have to say?
Colligan says yes. Although this is this was kind of diluted. And she was very old when she said yes.
No.
I took her to see Penny Marshall's film when it came out in the summer of 1992, not long before she died of cancer. Cannondale wrote in the Los Angeles Times this week. She loved it and felt that Penny had got it right, but she added that she would never drop a ball on purpose, not for anyone, as Dottie does in the movie's big game climactic scene. It would have been a betrayal of her teammates. So she does agree with you and thinks that she did it on purpose, but that
Would have never actually.
that it's based on me, and I would never do that.
But this is
So
also
that's
a
complicated.
movie, and it's trying to like evoke something out of you. You know, this isn't like
Romanticizing the
this
situation.
isn't the real game. You know.
Yeah. Let's talk about Biddy Schramm. We remember Biddy. Biddy, she played Evelyn,
Oh,
yeah.
of course.
the famous right fielder who overthrows the cutoff woman that had
Mr.
to
Dugan?
endure the furious tantrum by Jimmy Dugan, resulting in the famous "There's no crying in baseball" scene.
Hey, Evelyn. Can I ask you a question? You got a moment? Which team do you play for?
I'm a peach.
Well, I'm a peach.
Well, I was just wondering, because I couldn't figure out why you would throw home when we've got a 2-run lead. You let the tying run get on second, and we lost the lead because of you. Now you start using your head. That's that love that's 3 feet above your ass.
So good. Oh my god. You crying?
Are you crying?
You crying?
I love that. That's one of my favorite Tom Hanks just of all time.
When you hear that, you realize that Tom Hanks doesn't do near enough yelling. He was
He's
such a
He's such a
so
good
good.
yeller.
Sometimes you have a very talented yeller, like a J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
Or like there's just some
love when he
really,
yells.
really good yellers.
Intense, makes you feel it.
And Tom Hanks never plays that character anymore, ever. He's never yelling.
No.
He's a fantastic
No.
yeller. We need some more of that.
He's always happy.
And we lost the lead because of
We lost the
you.
lead because of you.
You crying? He's just by far one of my favorite roles ever of his.
B.D. Schramm says, yes, sort of.
Oh,
Come on.
sort of.
Come on, wishy
All right.
wash.
She says, if I had to pick, she told ESPNW, I would say subconsciously yes, because she knew how much more it meant to Kit.
Of course.
And she was too good of a player. From what I remember, subconsciously, yes.
Thank you.
So that kind of supports Blair's argument.
Thank you. She loves her sister and she knows that it means more to her than anything.
Want to hear what Gina Davis has to say about it?
Oh, give me some Gina.
She's going to be full in her head, full of bull.
She's not going to tell us.
No.
Gina has been asked this question hundreds
I'm
and
sure.
hundreds of times. Her answer is always direct, consistent, and to the point. I'll say 2 things about that, she told ESPNW. Number 1, I know the answer. Because it was me. Of course I know the answer. And number 2, I'm not going to answer that question. I never have, and I never will.
Yeah, such a Gina Davis answer.
I hate that.
Classy Dottie.
Classy.
It's because
It's a
she
smooth
did it
move. It's a smooth move.
for Kit, and she wouldn't do that to Kit and even go out after and
Yeah,
say,
she
of course I
loses
dropped her.
either
Yeah.
way. If she says either way, she's a
It
the
keeps
big
her
loser.
character wholesome like she always was.
I think you guys are so wrong. And
What?
here's one.
You think that she couldn't have held on to that ball?
Here's where you're going to.
How many times have you taken a ball to the ground and dropped it after you've hit the ground?
That's a good point, but she.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been flying out. It's not like, oh, you made it to the ground and then your fingertips just like let go.
You go
She was
one way,
knocked
the
then
out.
ball
it just
goes
like
the other.
falls in.
She was unconscious.
I mean, do you see how hard Kit was running?
You ever seen a guy in the UFC get knocked out, still fighting back? He's still punching in his sleep. She's got to hang on to that ball.
She
even
could have
in
done
her
it. She was the
sleep.
best in the league.
Jennifer Iacopelli is an author of young adult books. In a Twitter exchange, she made it quite clear how she feels about this topic. In all caps, I don't care how sweet you think it is. If Dottie dropped the ball on purpose, it ruins the entire movie. It betrays herself, her sister, and baseball all at once. Stop it.
I get it. Again, if this was like a real game, I get it.
It continues.
It's a movie.
I don't know.
It's
I like the debate.
a
I like the
movie.
debate. She continues.
Continue.
But see, here's the thing she wrote. That it's debated, it's the frustrating thing. The ease at which we acknowledge it's a possibility that I don't think would exist if a movie was about men playing baseball. So easily, we can reconcile the idea that Dottie would cheat and throw a game to make her sister happy when the cardinal sin of baseball is throwing games and tarnishing the integrity of the game. Just no.
When has there been a men's movie where they've been against their brother? We haven't seen it, have we?
What's the wrestling one? The UFC, Tom Hardy, Warrior Brothers.
Not baseball.
But it's not baseball, and it's not the same situation. The whole
Not
movie,
baseball.
we're seeing Dottie and Kit's relationship.
There's a very telling line at the end of that movie after the collision. Let's hear it.
Look, I'm sorry I knocked you over.
No, you're not.
You were blocking the entire plate. How do you expect me to even
Look,
get
that's
you?
the way the game is played. You did what you had to do. You just beat me. You wanted it more than me.
Nope.
That's huge.
That's something you.
Dottie gave it to her.
Yeah, that's something you tell your little sister when you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Exactly.
When you say,
So
yeah.
she's saying, what
Say
did,
you won.
what
I
did
gave
Dottie
it to
mean
you.
by that? You wanted it more? Did she mean it figuratively in the cliched broadcastery, sports writery, Notre Dame just wanted it more sort of way? Or did she mean it literally as in, yes, in the end, you were willing to smash full blast into your older sister without any consideration for your or my well-being, and I
Yes.
simply wasn't willing to send my younger sister into a lifelong haze of regret and pain. You wanted it more.
If she would have slid, there's no way she's dropping the ball.
I agree, but she didn't slide.
She ran into her. So she gave her at collision. She's like, I'm going to let you make this decision, Kit. If you slide, you're out. If you hit me, you're safe.
So you can see Dottie Henson is the ultimate competitor who would never drop the ball, not under any circumstances. There's evidence of that in the movie. Remember, there's a scene where she wouldn't even let her sister beat her in a simple walk home.
Never.
Stop running. You'll scare the chickens.
Totally
that was-
different. This is the final game, and again,
Yeah.
Dottie won at everything all the time.
She
Kid
did.
has always been
She
the
wanted
runner
to
up.
win. Then also,
She gave this one to Kid.
she told the hot blonde pitcher to throw the ball high because Kid couldn't lay off the high ones, indicating she definitely did want to win. But you can also see Dottie Henson as someone who thinks other things are more important than baseball.
Exactly.
Remember, she had just quit, despite Tom Hanks' hard is what makes it great speech. She left the team for 6 games. It was surprising that she even came back. She also
You're
asked,
already dressed.
I mean, you're already dressed. She also asked to be traded because of her sister and kept telling everyone close to her that it all just wasn't that important to me.
I bet you she had money on the line. There was a big bet involved that
You're
nobody's
getting
talking
ridiculous.
No.
You're getting ridiculous.
Dottie would never.
You're also
not
right.
for money. Get out of here.
Think of the times.
about. Yep. They were
for
looking.
money.
Men were off
never.
at war.
She would have
These
done it for her
families were
sister
hurting.
over money.
She only
kidding.
needed 1 year, and then if that was like a payout bet right there, if she
Dottie
just put,
was fine.
That's why
she
she
had her
quit right
husband.
away.
It was
That's
why
why
she
back.
quit right away.
He
she
came
wanted
into
to have
town.
kids. She wanted a
Yep.
family.
Exactly.
Bill came in. He made the huge bet. They rode
y'all
away
are
with all that money.
He's
Ridiculous.
a disabled veteran. He's not going to be
She
getting
threw the
paid
game.
all that
Kid
much.
wins. She gets a fortune.
She gets
He'll be
paid.
fine.
She saves the farm.
Everybody wins.
I like the way you move, but you're wrong.
She's made a career out of it for her sister. She's made a fortune for herself. She
I'm
never
not
has
getting
to work
swayed
again.
here.
You're really not.
No.
Well, let's take it up a notch. So a scientist would help Tyler and support his argument because he wants to take the physics route. And Blair, what would you think would help you out? And you're saying because
Someone
it's,
that in a movie
you're saying
world,
because of a movie.
It's again, if you were an athlete in a big game.
I knew you were going to go
if
this
you
way.
were, in the World Series,
You don't want to
obviously
hear
it's
from an athlete.
different.
You don't want to hear from a competitor. You want to
No,
hear from
because
someone
I
that
get
makes
what
movies.
the athlete would say. I totally understand that, but this is a movie.
I'm going to give you what you want.
From
I'm going to give you what you
that
want.
world.
Let's move over to Cora.
Okay.
I want to talk about Mark Hughes. This is a screenwriter and cinephile just like us. This guy
Okay,
writes
thank you.
screenplays.
Okay.
It's what this guy does. He's a writer. He has
I
thoughts
need to hear
on
what
this.
he has to say.
He has a strong opinion, and he shows his work. He really backs it up
Okay,
here.
I like it already.
The film begins with a scene showing an elderly Dottie telling her older grandson to give his little brother a chance to. This is a
Yes.
significant bit of foreshadowing in the film.
Love it.
Let's hear it.
Now remember, no matter what your brother does, he's littler than you are. So give him a chance to shoot. Promise?
Yeah.
Okay. Bobby, come here. Kill him.
Can I just say something real
They
fast?
casted that woman
No,
so
I was going to
freaky
say that.
well.
I don't know how the hell
It's even the same voice.
they
oh
found
my
someone
God.
to look that close to Gina Davis.
That's the most impressive.
The voice, how she would look when she was older. I had to look up. I tried to look
I
up
didn't
so many
believe
things
it
around,
wasn't her without makeup and
I
yeah,
mean,
I didn't
it
believe it
is
wasn't
to
her.
perfection.
You're blowing my mind right now. That's
that
not
casting
Gina Davis.
was
That's not Gina Davis.
beyond amazing.
You didn't know that wasn't Gina Davis. Your mind has been blown.
I'm blown.
Best casting ever. Okay, continue.
I'm
So that's-
totally gaped.
It's a significant scene. Dottie was never as enthusiastic as playing as Kit was. Dottie is the superior natural athlete,
Yes.
but Kit is the one who loves playing and whose heart and soul
heart is
are
in it
in the
more.
game. Here's a couple more thoughts. Kit was already becoming a great player after she was traded and no longer competing on the same team with her sister. She had gotten so good that she was leading her team toward victory already, and at the end is even able to hit the pitch that previously she'd never been able to hit. Lay out the high ones. I like the high ones.
Mule.
We see Dottie shocked that Kit hit the high fastball. So, like, as soon as she goes and tells the hot pitcher, throw the high ones, she comes back, misses a couple, and then when she does hit it, she stands up and, like, she's shocked that she hit it. She's not expecting it. Dottie is awed as she watches Kit tearing around the bases, and when she sees Kit refuse to stop at third base, we see Dottie looking uncertain. Is she uncertain about whether she can stop Kit, or uncertain whether she wants to stop her?
Wants to.
Of course.
Dottie tells Kit, "You wanted it more than me." And she's not just talking about the final run in the game. She's talking about the film's whole theme about the competition between two sisters.
Yes.
And how Kit always wanted to play the game more than Dottie ever did. But here's where he summarizes. Dottie came back to play her sister, told the pitcher to use high fastballs in order to stop her sister from winning, but then was so shocked that Kit hit it and was so amazed at Kit's determination and higher caliber of play that it made Dottie become the one who is unsure of herself for the first time in their relationship, thus creating a role reversal that fulfills both of their arcs. Dottie needed to let go and move on and start a family because that's really what she wanted most, while Kit needed to stop competing against her sister's reputation and learn to play for herself to become the great player she was destined to become. The film is about these two sisters and their different personalities, and how they each resented each other, but through this game, each came to understand themselves and become sure of their choices and then pursue them. And that's how they finally come together and express their mutual admiration and love. So in this interpretation, Dottie says, "You wanted it more than me," because Kit worked so hard and became a better player, while Dottie quit and then came back, but was uncertain of herself at the crucial moment when the two faced one another to see who really wanted it more. So he's kind of saying
the same thing.
No, he's saying the movie saying that, like, no, she wouldn't have done that on purpose. He's saying it's a role reversal. Kit was always unsure of her sister and now is the one who's certain. Dottie came back. Dottie was shocked she hit the ball. Dottie couldn't believe she was tearing around the bases coming for her.
That doesn't mean she all of a sudden can't hold on to the ball, though.
So now Kit's the one. All of a sudden, Dottie's been the one the whole time, and now it's like Kit's the one.
No, I think that she wanted her to be I think Dottie wanted Kit to be as good as she possibly could be so that she would have the confidence to continue and move forward knowing that she was great, which is why she let go.
I want to analyze one more small piece of dialogue because I really think that this is going to give us the answer.
Let's hear it. Some good peeing.
I gotta go now.
Hey, come on. Shut up, Doris.
You think I'll sign my card?
Doris.
Could be a wrecking.
How many movies do you think Tom Hanks has peed in?
Minimum 4, maybe 5.
More than he's been on SNL.
That's a good bet. Ooh.
Over under.
So, having considered both sides, I think the right answer is that Dottie did not drop the ball on purpose. If she did,
you're blind, Blue.
I think it
To each their
undermines
own,
too
but-
much of the narrative arc for both characters and for the pair of them together. It's important that their roles sort of reverse at the end, with Dottie becoming unsure of herself compared to her sister for the very first time, while Kit is finally sure of herself and knows she can win. The trajectory of the decisions in the film and the choices that they made led to that moment, and their collision and the fact that Kit removed the final obstacle while Dottie stopped looking down on her sister and realized that she was no longer an obstacle in Kit's path is all a much more powerful interpretation. That's the way it is. I think the film wants us to be confident in Kit's victory. That's the point. The film wants you to be confident in Kit's victory.
Absolutely.
We all wanted Kit to win.
Well, the music dictates that from the very first thing I said, that the music makes you feel like Kit's victory is the way that it should go.
Kit won. Dottie didn't give it to her. That's how I feel.
That's
Kit
how they
won
want you to feel. But
because Dottie gave it to her.
Exactly. Dottie conceded.
I got one little more
Agree to
tidbit for
disagree.
you. I got one more piece of info.
All right. right. Keep coming at us.
Yeah,
This came out.
I'm not convinced yet. What else you got?
You're gonna like this. This came out on a little source called TigerDroppings.com.
Ooh, this sounds like a
Reputable source.
Well, TD.com reported that Penny Marshall has discussed it a few times. On one special edition commentary, she said Dottie did it on purpose. Penny took a lot of shit for that. So I think
Penny herself.
So I think her official position now is that it's up to the viewer to decide what happened. Dottie doing it on purpose was what she initially said, though. So take that for what it's worth when you watch it. We don't know. We'll never know. And we'll keep arguing about it anyway.
Penny just confirmed it.
It's just fun to argue about it.
It is fun to argue about it. And I'll argue my side of it all day. And I have not been swayed.
You have not been swayed?
Not one bit. Me neither.
Really?
Again, when an athlete is saying something like, I agree as an athlete, you don't drop the ball when it's a real game situation. You don't let your team down. But again, this is a film. It is a different portrayal.
Disagree to disagree.
There's so many things.
I think
again,
because
I'll
it's
go
a
back
film, that's why they made it. You can.
She could have held on.
Well, it's a fun argument. We're gonna have that debate.
Oh yeah.
Many a time.
This will continue.
I can't even really look at you right now. I can't
believe
hate
that
your
you
face.
disagree.
It's funny because I'm not mad at Tyler, and Tyler also disagrees with me, but for different reasons.
Because I had valid fucking points. Blair's over here just blowing shit out of her ass.
I really
You are too much right now.
Just kidding. I'm really not bagging on Tyler. I look at Tyler and I feel no animosity towards him, even though we disagreed. But Blair, I
You
can't
just
even
liked
look
his
your
angle
way.
on it.
Yeah.
I can't even look at you.
Points.
Just disappointed in you. We've watched that movie our entire
Our
lives
whole
and
life.
interpreted differently.
Well, we've never gotten into this argument, Blake.
Well,
You're
see
wrong.
the grass? Don't eat it. I'm gonna go home, give my wife a little tickle, and be on my way again. All right, let's move on. We got some headlines this week.
We have some headlines.
We haven't had some headlines in a while.
Yeah, what's
we,
going
we
on?
need some non-distracting
Shit's been
headlines.
going down.
Let's rephrase. Let's call it entertainment news.
Oh, okay.
Entertainment news headlines.
I like that.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff we need to discuss here.
Hot in the streets.
First of all, I want to talk about American Horror Story.
Okay, there's more news.
Well, everyone's expecting this thing to be coming out in the next couple of
October,
months, like it does.
September.
It normally comes out between
September,
July
October.
and September, something like that.
Yeah.
Not this year.
It's not?
Season 10, with
Don't.
many of its original cast members returning, the exciting
more.
addition of Macaulay Culkin
Yes.
has been delayed until
Whoa.
2021
That's
What?
cool.
because of the pandemic and
2021.
shooting conflicts. So this season won't come out until next year. Don't have a month or a date specifically, but
2021
will not be coming out this year.
I was so excited for
bummer.
this.
There is good news. There is good news.
Silver lining.
Yeah.
It better be good news.
FX has greenlit the series through season 13. So it's not the last season as many may have speculated that it
okay.
was. This is season 10, so we're guaranteed at least 4 more seasons.
Well, that's awesome.
Okay, I don't hate that idea.
And even bigger news. There's a spin-off series coming
From American Horror
What?
Story?
called American Horror Stories.
All
And
right, all right.
this is where each 1-hour episode contains its own plot, like Black Mirror. So I think it's like America's answer to Black Mirror.
So
gonna
it's
be
not
like-
going to be
because
like every season.
Twilight Zone
is
did
this-
not do it.
No, that
like
was so
Jordan
tame.
Peele's Twilight Zone. That could not
Black Mirror
compete.
did it well.
Black Mirror has
Black
done it
Mirror
well.
was like R-rated, and Twilight Zone felt
So
like
they're even going to
PG.
use a lot of the cast from the original series, which they refer to as the Mothership. That's what they call the original series. And it is expected to continue filming in both series, though I would expect only a couple of familiar faces in each episode, most likely.
Okay, so instead of like a season being a whole theme, it'll be different every episode.
Exactly. Yeah, so that could be cool.
Keeping it fresh.
That
I
could
like
be
that
cool.
idea.
That's summer
I just like
camp
that there's
season.
more American Horror Story. There's so many characters. You could do
There's a lot
so
you could
many
do.
good things still.
And you could do like mini.
There's so many
episodes.
stories that you can.
Yeah, it's
go
way better
off
to
of.
keep it fresh because
Yeah.
some of those seasons got a little.
They get a
little
little
stretchy,
long.
a little
No, I
draggy.
agree.
Little
I
draggy.
agree.
Let's move on. Reported by Complex, Aaron Paul has given thought to playing Nirvana's Kurt Cobain in a biopic. I could kind of see that. I could kind
Oh my
of see that.
gosh.
He's wanted to do it since he first got to
Jesse, Breaking
LA.
Bad?
That's right. Yeah, yo.
Yeah, yo, Kurt
Smells like
Cobain.
Teen Spirit, yo. He's wanted to do it since he first got to LA. It's still on his mind. He's a huge Nirvana fan. Even said Smells Like Teen Spirit was his first album he bought with his own money. And a lot of people are seeing it.
I don't mind that at all.
I'm not hating it.
I'm sure he could do that role.
First of all, I don't know why. Like, there's been good documentaries, but I don't know why there hasn't been like some Kurt Cobain movies.
Agree.
I don't understand. It's
How many people would want to see that?
a lot.
It's got to be bureaucracy. Somebody owns the
Some
rights.
of those documentaries do they do extremely well. Courtney Love has something to do with this. I know it.
She's saying no. She's like, you were not going to tarnish his name.
No, I bet it can be really well done.
It could.
And I think that he would actually do a great job.
He's into it, so maybe we need to write up a little something for him. Run it past Courtney, see if we could pass through the gatekeeper and
Little
get on our way.
Little Otho.
Ooh. Well, I don't know if it'd be an authentic because it's like a biopic, but I mean,
Othby.
We'll
Othby.
discuss.
Another fun read by Complex. Dwayne Johnson is now the third highest choice for president among bookies.
Oh my god, I saw this.
I called this shit.
He made a couple comments
Years ago.
First of all,
6 years ago.
I could see this. Like, considering what we've seen with, like, just starting from Ronald Reagan and then with what the Terminator did in California, the Governor, and Trump now, like,
I don't
I'm
know
just
how
saying.
I feel about the President Rock. What
President
are your thoughts?
Rock. Bookies have placed their presidential bets on Dwayne, the presidential Rock Johnson, for 2020.
Oh my
If Tom
God.
Hanks is his running mate,
This is for 2020.
I had this.
For 2020.
I had this dream a long time ago.
He and Tom coming in.
Yep.
I've heard crazier things.
I saw it on SNL years
Yeah, they
after
did it
that.
on
Like
SNL.
it's not the first time.
According to Odds Checker, the WWE wrestling turned action star is now the third most backed presidential choice among UK bookmakers following President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden, the presumptive Democratic nominee. The website reports Johnson received a significant boost in the 2020 U.S. election betting market, accounting for 3.34% of all bets as of Friday. The surge was likely due to Johnson's now viral "Where Are You" speech, in which he addressed the current state of the country and seemingly challenged Trump's ability to lead during civil unrest. Oddschecker reports the former pro wrestler is now priced at plus 400,000, which means he only has a 0.2% chance of winning the presidency. Yes, the odds are extremely unlikely, but it's still pretty notable when you consider he isn't even running. Johnson expressed very little interest in a political career over the past several years and has said he has no intention of launching a campaign anytime soon. So it ain't going to happen. But,
What he says now.
And
it's what he says now.
He doesn't
There's a lot of
know-
people that have
he
said-
has no idea what comes with the presidency. All the perks.
I'd like to see some President Rock. I'm just saying.
He will
With how
definitely be
everything
able
go-
to
I mean, who
address the
knows?
union. That guy will talk to the people. He's the people's president.
I don't mean this to be disrespectful to President Rock, but I do not care for.
President Rock.
I don't care for the imagery I'm getting in my head, thinking of Terry Crews as the president in Idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
I'm like,
Mike
there's just
Judge is the real genius here. Mike Judge should be president.
Judge for president.
Yeah.
Judge for God. Like, he's calling the shots. He really is. Like, behind the scenes,
He is a genius.
Mike Judge is the guy calling the shots.
I'm a giant Judge fan. We need to do like a salute to.
Oh, that would be a good one. That's a good
Oh,
one.
damn
That's
it.
coming
Oh.
soon.
Have you heard about Carol Baskin? She's been awarded.
What's new with Carol?
She's been awarded the Zoo.
Oh, yeah, I heard about
that.
that.
Was
Oh,
the central focus.
yes.
She's
of
the
the
fucking
Netflix
receiver.
series.
She's in receivership of.
She's probably so happy with that like
She got the zoo.
evil smile that she's like, "Yep, Joe,
But-
I got your zoo."
That
But
became
there's more to
official.
the story. Do you know the more?
Well, I got some of the story here. It became official on Monday after a judge ruled in favor of Bidcag Rescue Corporation, which is owned by Baskin, during their lawsuit against Greater Wynwood Development Group, LLC, which was owned by Exotic prior to his spectacular downfall. What that means, according to CNN, is that Baskin will now have ownership of the park, which sits roughly 16 acres of land in Oklahoma's Garvin County. The GWDC has been ordered to vacate the premise within 120 days of service of that order. That will also include removing all zoo animals from said premises, but they left all the shit for them to clean up. So all the animals have been removed. They're going to Lowe's other zoo, and they left all the shit for her to pick up.
Well, she's got the area, but I also heard Jeff Lowe. That's his name.
Yeah.
Like, kind of dimed her out and said, "Oh, there's a human remains on your property, by the way.
Oh, well, they did. What that you're saying that was fake? He said they tried selling that land already. He tried downplaying the whole thing. He's like, we've been trying to get rid of this thing for a while. And when we uncovered the remains of a Native American child on the property, we couldn't sell it for anything. And we tried giving it to like the Native Americans who like didn't want it, and then it went to Carol. Or Carol bought it, or
That's
like
insane.
So yeah, there's
there's
some fuzzy details.
Did y'all see the? I saw that people were trying to do like a facial comparison of Jeff Lowe really being the husband that Carol Baskin killed.
Ooh.
They like showed an old picture of him and then showed like Jeff with his like bandana and I mean, there was like obviously like some differences, but. It wasn't like that weird. Far off too, where everybody was like, "Oh."
Well, there is some news on the case. According to another story from TMZ, a sheriff in the county that Baskin resides in, Hillsborough County, revealed an update on the Lewis case. Specifically, that Sheriff Chad Chronister stated that Lewis's will was forged. To reach that conclusion, Chronister said that 2 experts looked at the document and both reached the same conclusion. He states his department already knew that. It's just now that it's being revealed publicly, and that they're following up on new leads. The will was forged. Everyone is making these projects right now. I'm going to move on. I want to tell you about 5 different Tiger King series in the works.
There's 5
and it drives me nuts this is
series?
happening because the story is so far from done. Why are you making this before the murder is solved? Like before
he hasn't even got to court yet, has he?
I feel like the story is halfway done.
Yeah.
Wait, I just can't believe there's 5 different ones happening.
You want to hear about them?
Yes.
Per Insider, a couple other sources. Let's talk about some of the Tiger King projects in the works and some of the updates on one of the ones that are already said to be out there. CBS will produce a dramatization starring Nicolas Cage as Joe Exotic, which I just don't get it.
CBS is
I don't even want Nicolas Cage to play me.
It scares me how well you do a good Joe Exotic impression, Blake. It's too good.
Do the thing with the joie de vivre.
A whole lot of joie de vivre.
Oh my God.
Variety reported on Monday that Cage will star in the scripted series, which will run for 8 episodes. Based on the article by Regstad, the series will live in the lion's den with Joe, explore how he became Joe Exotic, and how he lost himself to a character of his own creation, according to Variety. So it could be cool. I just still don't see Nick Cage doing it. Like, he's a foot taller than Joe Exotic, and he can't do the voice. He doesn't have
I feel like
the
he
hair.
might be trying too hard. Like, it's just going to be...
If he tries too hard, it's ruined. If he doesn't try hard enough to do it, it's just not good.
I think Nick Cage is way above what Joe Exotic deserves as far as a celebrity to play him.
That's his dream. Be like, oh my God, Nicolas Cage would play me? Yeah. Like, that's like, man.
I was hoping for Bradley Pitt. Or Bradley Cooper.
I'll take Nicolas Cage. Like, you're too good. I can't even look at you when you dress.
Kate McKinnon will play Big Cat Rescue CEO Carol Baskin in another dramatization.
Oh my God, I love that.
McKinnon will star on and executive produce the limited series, which is reportedly based on the Wondery podcast, Joe Exotic. Much like the Netflix series, the podcast portrays Baskin as she fights for her eradication of illegal big cat zoos in the U.S. and takes on her nemesis, Joe Exotic. According to Vanity Fair, the new adaptation isn't attached to any streaming service or network at this time, which means it could be a while until this is available to watch. While the limited series is still in production, rumors are already swirling about who may portray Tiger King. Currently incarcerated Joe Exotic has said via his hubby Dylan Passage that he wants...
Who does he want?
I swear to God, I'm just reading this now.
Bradley Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
He wants Brad Pitt or David Spade to play him.
David Spade.
I want you to tell me what the connection is between Brad Pitt and David Spade.
I'm going to go with they went to the same middle school for 1 semester.
It was, yes. They went, I think it was elementary school, but I can't confirm. They
Tyler just nailed that.
They went to the same,
and
for 1 year, they went to the same school.
Spade's grandma wanted to fuck Brad Pitt.
We remember that from his stand-up.
I do.
Everybody's grandma wants to fuck
I was
Brad
going to
Pitt.
say, whose grandma doesn't want to fuck Brad Pitt?
As a sixth grader.
Oh my God.
So he wants either Brad Pitt or David Spade to play him.
Of course he does.
David Spade would be.
David Spade would be
that's a whole
amazing.
different. That's
Joe
a whole different.
Dirt
Yeah,
Exotic?
he wants Joe Dirt Exotic in there. I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Though fans feel that Dax Shepard or Ed Norton may be a better choice.
Ed Norton.
Or Dax Shepard. Ed Norton, better pick than Nicolas Cage.
Good luck getting Ed Norton to do that
Yeah,
role,
right.
though.
Yeah,
Like, that's
no.
way above.
Yeah, he's
or below his.
he's a
range.
little above that.
Yeah.
But Dax can maybe get on there.
If he directed it and wrote it
Again, a
and got
foot
paid
taller
for
and
it.
very
and just
different.
very different.
I don't know if
that
I
would
see
be it would be a
that.
totally different show. This is interesting. Rob Lowe shared on Twitter that he and Ryan Murphy were developing
Ooh.
their own version of the insane
like, American Horror Story and
but
stuff?
hasn't shared any details beyond that. The actor captioned his picture Rob Exotic and told followers to stay tuned for more updates on the project with the title American Horror Story Creator. As the other projects, there haven't been a whole lot of developments with Lowe and Murphy's production. But there's
You
still
know, I
something
don't
there.
hate that.
I don't. That's the one I really
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. Next, Orlando Bloom may appear in a movie
No
inspired by
way.
Joe Exotic.
Where's he been?
No.
The Sun reported Orlando Bloom was being considered for the role of Exotic in a yet-to-be-named or publicly discussed biopic. Discussions about a movie have only just started, but they believe the idea has legs, especially if they get a big star like Orlando on board, a source told The Sun. They think he could really bring Joe to life on the screen.
No
And
way.
he could be the boyfriend.
Now, ooh,
There you
he
go.
really could.
I don't see him
Spade
as
is Joe Exotic.
For
Orlando
sure.
Bloom is
Yes.
the boyfriend.
Spade could do the voice.
that ends up shooting himself on
What
accident.
if he got
Yes.
like a real like role for Spade and he like did it like really seriously and it got dark and like awesome?
I could see it.
If they made it a drama.
We need to reach out to Spade and get his opinion on this.
Yeah, for sure.
don't
I
know if
wonder
any-
how he feels about
He
it.
must know that
Oh,
Joe
that
said
it's
this.
being talked about.
He's been considered.
What an
It's fine.
honor.
That's fine.
What an honor.
I was chosen by Joe Exotic?
No way.
Holy shit.
I got a chance.
Last but not least, Fox recently aired an investigative special entitled Tiger King, What Really Went Down. I watched it. It was all right. And similar programs are coming out and being developed.
Yeah.
So we're going to get more of that. On April 13th, Fox and TMZ aired an expose-style program called Tiger King, What Really Went Down. And while similar pieces have emerged on April 23rd and 24th, Nancy Grace conducted her own investigation.
Ooh, Nancy Grace got on it.
Many believe additional programs will pop up if and when new developments in the Joe Exotic story unfold. And you know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know it's going to happen.
You got to wait and see what else happens. I do like the idea of Kate McKinnon being Carol Baskin, just because I
She's
love
perfect.
Kate McKinnon so much.
I heard Tara Reid was being cast as Carol Baskin too.
No
And
way.
That may be the Nicolas
got
Cage
that
one.
same starry-eyed
She,
look.
Like that is like an even better casting. Really,
Yeah.
like she could do the kind of like crazy,
Crazy.
has the look. Like yes, she's. I think
I don't even know what Tara Reid looks like these days.
Sharknado. She's been around.
Oh,
She had a
She did
reality
like,
TV
She
show
did like
for a sec.
17 Sharknadoes.
I guess I just didn't catch all those.
What was her reality show where she had the club in the islands? You saw that one, right?
That's Lindsay Lohan. Almost positive that's
I
Lindsay
was
Lohan.
way off.
Yeah, I definitely saw that one, of
And
course.
I'm disgusted to the core that like
I love that Blake
I
caught you on
know
that, not me.
I how do I even know that?
Like,
I'm
was like
bothered that I know that.
Lindsay Lohan and her bar and grease.
I hope that I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I
Yeah.
hope that I'm wrong.
Way off.
I'd love a comment on this so being like, no, it wasn't Lohan. Lastly, I don't know if we've talked about this, but you know, there's a sequel coming out to Labyrinth. Like you know,
Confirmed.
It's confirmed. A sequel to Jim Henson's 80s classic Labyrinth is in the works at TriStar Pictures, and the Doctor Strange director, Scott Derrickson, has reportedly signed on to helm the project.
There are Hensons involved.
That's what I don't like about it. I was hoping it would be more of like a Tim Burton or like something darker or like maybe more twisted pictures. But we got TriStar and we got the Hensons. Scott Derrickson recently parted ways with the Marvel's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness due to creative differences, but the filmmaker has now signed on to direct another sequel set in a mind-bending alternate dimension. According to Deadline, the director will take the helm of the sequel to Jim Henson's Labyrinth for Sony-owned studio TriStar Pictures. Although it received something of a mixed reception upon its release, the original film has since gone on to achieve cult status, and we've seen various spin-offs, comics, books, and video games over the years. There's also an annual fan masquerade ball, which is considered one of the largest of its kind in the world. Maggie Levin, Into the Dark,
Can we
My
go
Valentine.
to the masquerade ball, please?
She's going to write the script, while the Jim Henson's companies, Brian and Lisa Henson, will produce.
I like that it's still. I mean, they did it. They did it weird and dark before. Why wouldn't they do that again?
Derrickson is also executive producing with his frequent collaborator, C. Robert Cargill. Tyler, what do you think about this? I mean, are you going to be excited about Labyrinth, the sequel? I don't know if it's a reboot. I don't know if it's a sequel. My apprehension is the Henson aspect. I don't want more puppets. I don't want Muppets.
Throwing their heads in the air and singing.
No, we needed to
I didn't like the first one. I might have been one of the only ones.
So you have no nostalgia factor for this. You thought the first one was bad. The second one's going to be worse.
Labyrinth. Who's going to be the Goblin King?
I mean, it could only get better, but it's still not down my alley of shit I want to see.
Let's talk about some weird choices for Goblin King. Didn't you heard Robert Pattinson?
I did.
Is a rumor for Goblin King. Did you not?
I did hear that.
I like him better for Goblin King than Batman.
Totally.
I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, he's the wrong fucking choice for Batman.
I'm still a little sick about that.
I don't know. I
want to be
think of
proven
him
wrong.
in Twilight, so it's hard for me to think
I'd rather
of him
see
in
Michael
anything
Keaton
else.
again as an old man Batman.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Like he's still at it. Like
Dust off your cape. Let's go.
He's like,
I'm totally down
I'm
for
doing
that.
blood transfusions. I'm doing all kinds of shit
I
to
just
keep
don't know if
myself
Robert
young.
Pattinson has like that, like
You know what?
David Bowie, like.
Yeah.
Like he's certainly like strange in his own way, but he's more like Twilight Strange. Like Labyrinth Strange is a very different.
What about like James Franco? I want to lean in like a James Franco, Johnny Depp
I could see
kind
him
of way.
get weird. Johnny Depp could definitely get weird.
I want to see James do it over Johnny.
Me too. Johnny's done too many things like that, and kind of.
We know that
He Willy Wonka.
He can't do
like,
it without Tim Burton, or like
for sure.
I feel like James Franco could do like a kind of a different kind of weird and.
See, I could see James Franco over Robert Pattinson. Maybe I just haven't seen enough Robert Pattinson to know.
I don't know
what he can do, but I would need him to like really bust out of his shell. I just feel like he said like 3 words in like 7 Twilight movies.
That's
and
true.
just gave like a Robert Pattinson look. So I'm just gonna need like more.
That's true.
Look at my jawline.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, last headline here.
Is he gonna be wearing the leotard?
Are we gonna get an hour and a half of cock and nuts?
That's really the question.
That's the only, like if we have Muppets and nuts, I'm gonna be really pissed. We should have left that in the 80s. Last headline. I saved the best for last. Dottie did not drop the ball on purpose.
Like, get out of here.
There's no way she did it
Whatever.
on purpose.
I'm done.
I don't want to start this shit again.
Done.
Save that for next time.
Wrong again, sir.
This has been another episode of Something Crunchy.
Cheers.
Don't ever forget to live your crunchiest life.
And be crunchy to one another.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. Thank you for listening.
Oh, that sounded so gross.
That's your dog yakking on the floor here.
Is that tuna
Is
or
it
is it
bad?
Bill?
It's Bill.
There's more.
Right next to me. I mean, she's yakking on my shoes as we speak.
No.
I could feel it running down my leg. What do you feed your dog?
Dog food. Why?
She's miserable.